Welcome back to the Season 2 Let's Play. My name is K-Hug, you can call me Kyler, and we are just about out of Blackstone. I'm trying to fill up another little inventory here for the project that we are going to be working on today. So let me gather just a few more pieces. Can I fit? Oh, I can only pick up 6. So it is back to the overworld to get started on today's project. Now you may be wondering what we have going on today, and if you did see the last episode, we finally finished up the construction of the hollow wall, and now we just have to finish up collecting all of the items. So we are going to turn our focus back to our mega base and try to finish up the pesky base corners, and that means we need a bunch of blackstone and the basalt pillars once again, and that is exactly what I've gone and done, is dug up a bunch of basalt and blackstone. Plus we have quite a bit here left over, so let me go ahead and get a good full shulker of blackstone bricks, smooth blackstone, and the basalt pillars, and then we can get started with the build today. And this is a pretty good looking shulker. This should at least get us one of the corners done. I'm hoping it's enough to maybe get all 4, but we do have to still figure out what we're going to do for a design on these pillars. And I think I also just realized that I forgot to go sit AFK at the gold farm to mend up our elytra, and it is not looking very good. Let me go over there real quick, fire that thing up, and get a few levels, repair this elytra so we can continue on with today's video. The last thing we need is for me to fall out of the sky and plummet to my immediate death. Okay, and now that that's out of the way, I also got some levels on Little Picky here so we can use our netherite pick in today's build. So let's head on back to base real quick and let's get up on top of the outer rim and check out what we are going to work on today. For those of you who haven't been here, this is the mega base. Don't mind the giant volcano. And what I want to work on today is we've got the 4 sides done, or we did get the 4 sides done last time by adding in the andesite accents in each one of these walls. Now, I only did this because it was just a giant black cylinder, and we're trying to add a little bit of decoration and depth to the build. So I think these little accent pieces worked out quite nicely, but our focus now needs to be on the obvious giant holes on these corners. And I'm gonna be real honest with you, dreading the day we begin to work on these. I'm probably not the best person about building at angles, and we have a lot of angles to build out here. I mean, the chains were a challenge already themselves holding up the ember, but what I want to do is kind of bring or taper in this wall slowly, and then we'll have a nice flat deck on both of these corners, and then hopefully it all works out. Now, I don't have any idea, a real idea, what we're going to do today, but the only way to get it done is to, well, get started. So let's go grab our box and get back up here and start filling out this first corner. This might be the first, or at least the amount of times I can count on one hand times I've used these bubble elevators in lieu of using rockets. I forget that we kind of made these, and rockets is just so much. Oh my goodness, I pushed forward, not backwards. Okay, that was close. Moving on. It is time to work on these pillars. So I've got a shulker box full of the typical items that we use in constructing these walls, and it is just a combination of the 2 different types of blackstone, and in addition to the basalt pillars, and we also use the deep slate tiles to cap off the pillars kind of right there on the outside. So the first thing we need to do is just kind of copy what we've got going on here, but also at an angle. So in this way and up, and it, you know what, this is going to be more confusing than I thought, but let's just get right into it and hopefully we can figure it out. So first and foremost, we're going to start by keeping the same count. So this is a 5, then a 3, then a 5, then a 3, then a 5, then a 7, I do believe. So we'll keep those the same. But now that we're up 5, we have to decide in which direction we want to put the little angle brace here. And I'm thinking in is the best choice for now, and then hopefully that'll make sense. Actually, let's go in both directions. Now we can go up 3 and then back to the 5, and I will go ahead and just get one of these pillars done. Yeah, let me go ahead and get one of these pillars done, maybe both, and then we'll take a stand back and look at it before we add any of the blackstone features. And that is the same. Okay, whoa, that is really trippy. So what we have is the same block count going up as we did here, but also at 2 different angles. And wow, this is looking It's looking kind of strange, but I think I like how odd this looks. And now the last thing we need to do is probably finish up the top section, and that will be a 7 all the way up there. Now, I think it's the way we want it. Is this what we want this thing to look like? Yes, I think I'm gonna call that good. And now the only other problem is we have to get back up to the top, so it may be a good enough time to go ahead and start filling in the blackstone here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple rows of blackstone across here. Looks like we're gonna have a couple torches here that are gonna get removed, and then we can move on up to doing what I think the top section is gonna look like. So let's fill the triangle bits up first, like these bottom triangles, the 3 here, and then we'll reverse. We should be able to take what we do in these and then flip it upside down and do it on the 2 top ones. But let's go ahead and fill in these 3 bottom ones, and then we can move up. And that is the 3 spikes filled up from the inside. Let's go ahead and give a quick fly out and back in and see what we think of that. Carefully land down here, and whoa. That is super spooky looking. Okay, I really am happy with the way that this turned out to be. And now we're just gonna flip the same design upside down. So this little taper will be reversed here, and I think that'll look pretty good. So let's go ahead and head over there and get those 2, or the flip sides, done. Now it may be a little weird because it is upside down and at a steeper slope, and I think this is a 7 tall, so 5 then 7. Things are going to look a little different, but I think it'll end up looking all right. But we'll head over there, we'll get that done, and then we can proceed to the top side, where we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna taper these curves out into a nice flat area, and then also cover up the new beacons that we are preparing to put in the tops of these towers. And you stay over there. And don't go near that. That's expensive. That's a good choice. So I went ahead and filled in the tops of these triangles. Everything's looking good. We just have to figure out how to finish this last upper space here. And I think the first thing that we're gonna need is to bring another pillar up. And I guess those all tie together there. The next pillar would technically be right where that blackstone's at, but I don't want that. I want there to be a little space, a little gap in here. So I'm thinking that maybe we put the pillar here? Is that weird? Because I'll have one here as well. Maybe there. So I think I can replace these lower blackstones right in here, or basalts like that. That one will stay, and then this one will also get changed. Can I reach in here? Okay, like that. And now we can continue these pillars up to match the height of the ones above. I'll bring this up like so. That seems to be the top. We'll leave that for now, and then we can also bring up these other 2. And I think that finishes up the majority of these pillars. I'm thinking that maybe we should have gone with a double here. Should I have gone with the double? No, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. So if we were to continue with stuff that we did down below, we bring out one more row of the blackstone, and then we can fill, we can fill up from here. So let's kind of go through the same process we did before and get this all the way to the top. Now, I'm not sure. This seems like it's inlaid a little bit compared to the bottom, so maybe we'll have to do some modifications to this. But we won't know until we get up here. So let's go ahead and just finish this up real quick. Like that, and let's go get another good bird's eye view. It's a little dark out, so hopefully we can see from over here. Am I gonna make that tree? I am not gonna make that tree. Ouch. Okay, yeah, oh, those aren't nightmares, those are just flowers. I actually don't mind this. It actually ties together quite nicely. So we have this nice angular basalt here on these edges, and the reverse of that, and then a nice cap on there. I think we can even maybe bring in some of the andesite on this flat spot, but I don't think I'll do it on the open walls. We didn't do it down here. I think that's gonna break these walls. I don't know. I guess I'm second guessing myself now that I'm looking at it. Is it weird that we have andesite features here and not across this face? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Maybe I'll go back and add andesite, but for now I'm not going to. And that last block is the last piece we needed to finalize the top floor here. I'm interested to actually see what this looks like. Together some of the pieces that we dropped from inside. Okay, I'm not upset with that. There's a little weird thing going on there. We have a double wide. That's where the transition changed from the triangles to a standard wall. Maybe we can add some features here on the inside to bring down some of that blackstone in some areas. But I'm okay with that for now because I'm not sure how much we're going to use of this upper floor as of now in the series. It may be something closer to 100, but we have so many other projects to finish up. So I think for now the upstairs is going to remain, but I totally missed another piece. The upstairs is going to remain blank for now, but it does give us extra places to put new build. Why on earth did I put Blackstone right there? Everything's symmetrical now. It all looks good. It's a little hazy. It's a little hard to differentiate between one block to another because it's all just black, but I think that was the last piece. Okay, so now I think is what I'm gonna call the hard part because I'm not sure how this is all going to work out. Let's head back up top. And we got to figure out these corner pieces and how these are all going to tie together. Oh my goodness, there's a gap there. I'm thinking that we take this taper down and then flatten out right in here, and there'll be a nice, almost kind of a deck in this area. I think that's what we're gonna go with. So right now, what I need to do is decide. I think I'm gonna come out one more on this upper part here, and then I think I'll do the same here as well. If we bring this out, we can bring this up, and I think we'll carry across a beam, which actually is in line with that there, and it should almost tie in. We go ahead and just head in that early direction. But then we also have the beam that'll come from this side and tie in over here. So I think the best thing we can do is just have a little triangulation here. There'll be a block in the center. And then we can tie all these sides in. And this should make for a nice framework for some half slabs or whatever we're going to use to tie all this together. I think that can come back out. A couple blocks on there like so. Okay. And now that we have a framework, I think we can go ahead and fill in at least the top floor here. And I think we just go ahead and place the half slabs right in here. Like I mentioned, this will help give a little 3D effect or a little bit of a lip on the bottom of this. You can see the basalt pillar beneath there. That's gonna look better from underneath. It doesn't matter what, it isn't gonna do anything for the top side, but we can go ahead and fill this in. And I think we'll be able to move on to the next step of this momentarily. I think another quick change is going to be to go ahead and run this pole all the way across, just like on the other side. That way when we fill the floor in, which, oh, I've totally made some mistakes here. We gotta pop these half slabs back out real quick along this edge, because these actually need to be full blocks, and this is just to match the other side like that. And now the half slabs we can put all the way up against this pole. And that is a finished deck for us to kind of mobilize, walk around on, and I think we can use this for maybe some statues or something to put on the space for some extra character. And now we are back to figuring out how to make this side all work out. I think the first thing we need to figure out is how to cover up the edge of this beacon without preventing it from working. So we're gonna have to have some sort of taper here. And I'm just kind of making this up as I go, but I think if we tapered this down into the floor here, something like that, maybe? We can also accent that with some other edges underneath here. Like so. I think the only other thing is these two blocks don't need to be there. We can put one more right in there. And that just kind of shows that we're accenting this little taper thing we got going on here. I think we need to head up here. Let's get the top done, and this will all make more sense. And I want to go up to maybe another 2, and then like 1 and 1, because this one has to stay there. Okay, I like the way that looks. We've got some other stuff to take out up here. And we can use the leftover blocks that we have here and fill in back behind here. And that'll make sense here in just a second. If we bring this over and down, can I get down below here? I can, okay. And bring all the way over to the wall. That ties, am I stuck? I am. That ties everything in together. We're going to go and put a block here as well, unfortunately. Oh, that just about gets us past the beacon here. You can see this is where the wall needs to be, and this is where we're at currently. So we need to bring this in just a little bit more by adding in a few more pieces here. like that. Now, how does that look? Okay, I wonder what happens if I just close all of this off. Let's just test one little piece here. This is weird. I think we'll get rid of that just to hide that up. And I might even actually get rid of a little bit more. It's hidden all the way around, so you won't be able to see this from underneath either. What do we think of that? I think it's too stair-steppy, but I wouldn't mind. What if we pop these two out? And so it's kind of a nice curve up and over. This one also kind of curves up and over, and then those up there. I see a blank. I see a missed spot right there. And then that one curves up and over as well. They kind of follow each other, if you will, a little bit. So the textures, or the outline here, follows the same ridge we have on this side. I think that'll work. I think we need to close this whole thing up. So let's do that real quick. And then if we like it, we can redo the same thing on that side. And then we'll figure out what to do with this hole here in the middle. And that is a finished wall. I do see one more thing I want to change. I'm sorry to keep going back and changing things. I think cutting that off right there with some basalt will look good. We can just bring this across like that. That all ties in nicely. And how does that look? Okay, I'm not upset about this. It's a little weird right here. It's a little bulky, almost a little too blocky. But I think this leaves us some pretty good space right here where I'm standing to add some statues of whatever we see fit to help give this build a little bit more character. We just have so much open space up here to work with, so we'll look into that. I think the only thing I want to change about this is maybe we taper this in. Let's get rid of a row. We'll leave the pillar. For now, maybe we... let's take down a little more in the middle. Do we take another one down? We'll just keep doing this, keep shaving some off. Actually, let's go with a double there. We're gonna make things weird. Go with a double and then a single, and then maybe take out... No, we'll leave the rest of that. And then we could build back up with this blackstone on the inside, like we did below. That'll give this a little bit more depth on this side as well. Bringing in all these pieces like this. Okay, and then bring up another row. We're getting closer, and maybe one more row along the back here. And I think just to fill this up, and since it's not necessary to put a full block here, we can use the same slabs we did before and just fill in this extra space. Oh, we should have done these up. What am I doing? Okay, and we can fill this in just like this. Okay, I don't mind that at all. And how does it look from afar? It's gonna be a little difficult to see because it's dark outside, but that is what we got. Okay, I am liking that. That definitely brings this up, rounds off the top a little bit here at the end, right in here, and leads up to these little flat parapets, or whatever we're gonna call these. And we can use these little decks, if you will, for some later builds. So now I just need to do what I did here over there, and we'll give it one last look before we use this same aesthetic on the other three sides. Okay, and that is the other side done. So they should be an exact replica of one another. Let's land down here carefully, just make sure that we have all the steps done appropriately. Now we just have to add, I totally forgot, the ridge pole right up here in the middle, or this little beam in here, just to break up this wall. So we'll bring this across like that, and that should be, yeah, should be both of these sides completely done, which means now we just have to do this 3 more times on the other 3 corners. But I'm really curious to see what this looks like on the map. If we come down in here, I think we just did this corner right over here. So we'll take this map off, put it back on, take this map off, put it back on, and that is the corner right there. Not much has changed. It still looks just like a big black hole, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. And now we have little areas. It should be right there where my cursor's at now, and right there where the cursor's at there. Those should be the 2 points where we could put some sort of a decoration. If I head back up here, I'm kind of wondering Do another view, check it out. Yes, I am liking that. This rounded off real nicely. Oh, and I think we need to put one more of these guys there. But with all of this done, I'm wondering now, how much room do we officially have? We've got like a 7x9 area, so we can maybe design in the near future some statues to put up here, whether they be dragons or knights or one of the mobs, skeletons, zombies, whatever we want. We can put these on the four corners, and I think they should be maybe not all different, but at least the two next to each other should be different. So maybe we come up with 3 or 4 different designs and put those up here. Yeah, well, moving forward, the next thing we have to do is replicate this on the 3 other sides. But I am looking at our Blackstone situation, and if I get back to our box, which is going to be a little difficult to get to. Oh, we totally forgot. What are we going to do about the area inside of here now? How do we transition this little spot here? Do we bring over some edges and just block this off a little bit? Maybe that's the solution. Something like that. And I think that helps close off this little corner section so you can't see some of those underneath details back in there from down on the ground. Not that you can see that far anyways, because this is a very long ways. Yeah, it just looks like a big black hole right now, which is perfect. You can see how much different it is now looking up in this other direction, seeing a ton of black and the basalt in this area, and seeing daylight over here. But that is what we're heading to next. Let's check real quick. How does our... We're not looking real great on Blackstone, which is really unfortunate because that's what we did before the episode, was dug up a bunch of Blackstone. I do have some raw Blackstone in here that I can convert, but not much. Let's go see how many of these we can get done, and then we might have to go resource to finish up today's episode. Okay, well, I didn't have enough Blackstone. I'm actually completely out, but I did get all of the basalt done. I'm just going to run back through and check. We got our pillars going up, our cross sections up above. Likewise, the same thing is done over here, the pillar and the cross sections. And then one last change is I've decided that I like this aesthetic better, and I'll go show you that real quick. I did something different the second half than I did, or the second corner than I did on the first. In the first one, you can see we have a really weird chunk right in here. Like this is double wide across here. It's because the 5 ended and then we had to do a 7 pillar up in the middle. And that is shown on the outside. But what changed on this one, you can already tell if you look over here and then back over there, is that these basalt pillars actually go all the way up. And so all I did was change our angle in, and then we got to 5, we did our 7s angling back outwards, and that'll help tie everything together. So I have to redo that one a little bit, and obviously finish the other 3, but I am completely out of resources. Which means I need to go AFK the gold farm for a couple hours, get a full shulker full of gold ingots, and then also go AFK the bartering system in the nether, the piglin trading bartering system, in order to get as much Blackstone as possible. Now, in the meantime, while that is AFKing, I will go dig up a bunch more Blackstone just to double down our efforts. There's no point in me sitting AFK there when I can get twice as much Blackstone for half the amount of work. But unfortunately, since we are out of resources, that will bring us to an end of today's episode. I appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with me today. If you're still here hanging out, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, share with your friends, and leave some kind words in the comments down below. While we have some more time here, I want to mention the community Discord. Head down to the description, click on the link, and join my channel today. It is a safe and friendly space for us to share ideas, content, and even spend some time together chatting and playing Minecraft. I want to see what you guys build, and I want to know what you guys think of the things that I build. So join there and hang out with the other community members. As always, stay beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.